I've been playing Sudoku because there was a few days where did I put my pencil? There's a few days where I was I just feel like I was making poor choices. Like I was staying up super late on my phone and just doing stuff and looking at a lot of screens. And yeah, my brain, it like in my head, like every morning I woke up for a few days. I woke up and I just felt so. When you're tied to your screen, it just feels like what's the point of anything? I was in a little funk. Is the best way I can describe it, honestly. I was in a little funk, and I thought that a good way to get myself out of it would be to do something good for my brain, like a little brain game. So like one day I don't know, I feel like you can wake up and you can just decide things change today. I think sometimes it's easier than we think. Like, you just have to make a change. And and then you don't ever have to go back. Like, you don't have to stay in a punishing place. And I've had practice. Um I used to just like live in a funk. Like, I was so deep into bad decisions that it literally felt like I could never get out. I had so much weight that I had to lose, and I had so many things that I had to unlearn, and I had to find myself. And that is a huge project. I had to change everything, and I had to completely change my ways. But I mean, I've done that, and so I know that first of all, I know that I'm never too far gone, but I also want to stop myself before I ever get back to that point. So if I feel myself like in a funk for a few days, I am like, okay, I'm things change today. So one morning I woke up and I decided it was finally sunny. Let me tell you, it has been rainy for weeks, like 3 weeks. It's been cold and rainy and gray. And it's freaking the end of May. It's supposed to be warm. Like, it's supposed to be like almost summer. So that wasn't really helping. But it was finally sunny. And so I decided to go outside and go on a walk. And actually, first I decided to do Sudoku. I was like, let me like make sure my brain works. And I like completed a puzzle, which I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. I don't even think I've ever played Sudoku. But I did it right and I got it. And I even made a mistake and I was like, "Oh shit, I fucked up." And then I found my mistake and I fixed it, and then I still did the puzzle. Completed the puzzle and got it right. Granted, I'm on level very easy, but still, it's a little brain exercise, and I'm gonna work my way up and try to get to the more challenging stuff. And then I decided to go outside, get some sun, and I went on a color walk. And I chose the color red, and I went and looked around for things that were red, and there happened to be a yard sale, and this old man from my gym recognized me and said hi, and it was really cute. His name is Bob. Yeah, I really like it when men are like, talk to you like you're just a normal person. I love that. I love it when they're like, respectful and friendly and they don't like have ulterior motives. That is awesome. Awesome when that happens. So yeah, I had a nice little interaction and boom, everything was fixed. And I also went to work. When I was in my funk, I really appreciated going into work because it distracted me and it forced me to go out into the world and like be around people and focus on something and not be on my phone and do something. And that honestly really helped me to get out of it. And I really like work. And I've been at my job for like 2 months now or something. Something like that. So I'm starting to like kind of come out of my shell a little bit and just work with people more and and I just have more and more days where like I end up laughing so much and like we all get to be funny and it's just so fun. Oh my gosh, like I'm so grateful for that. That makes me so happy. I have a piercing under my tongue. Little fact about me. Y'all, I've been getting a lot of comments out of nowhere the past couple days. And so many of them are like really random, like just a bunch of hearts. I mean, majority of them are just calling me beautiful. And it's like, I get it, you guys, I get it. Maybe can we say something that's like relevant to the video, like relevant to what I'm talking about? Like imagine somebody sits in front of you and they're like talking to you and like sharing their thoughts and feelings and all you can say to them is that they look so amazing. Like can you imagine like like being vulnerable with somebody and they only see your face and body? Can you imagine? Because that is life as a woman. Life as a woman is to never be fucking seen by the male fucking species. They just overlook you because of your freaking appearance. Not to get angry. I mean, I appreciate the comments anyway, but like, can you hear words? Am I speaking? In my video that I posted recently called Shame and Mistakes, Am I the Asshole? I was talking. It took me at least 6 minutes to get to the point. Like I was really, I don't know, I was just like talking kind of slowly and there was a lot of me like trying to find words. I think something I kind of wanted to touch on that's relevant to what I was talking about in that video. Basically, the point of the video was like, own your mistakes. In a toxic relationship, the other person's mistakes, it doesn't erase your mistakes. And just because you feel shame for your mistakes doesn't mean that you should try to avoid taking accountability for them. You should still try to take accountability for your mistakes even though you feel shame. Like just because we're afraid of shame, that doesn't mean that we should let it hold us back, basically. Or like, I don't know, it was just kind of observational. Like, everybody avoids so many things because deep down, we are all afraid of shame. We are all afraid of feeling shame. And it's a thing that we want to avoid feeling, and we want to protect ourselves from feeling shame, so we deflect and we like struggle to take accountability sometimes and blah blah blah. But you should have the confidence to make mistakes. You should be able to have the confidence to mess up. And this is something I've had to really work on and learn. And one way that I see growth or that I've learned is like when I was younger and I was in school, I would always be embarrassed to do things or to like, get things wrong or to raise my hand and say the wrong thing or whatever. And then after gaining confidence and finding myself and being in like the workforce and like working jobs and everything, I am so much more confident to ask questions and to make mistakes and to know that when I make mistakes, it's not the end of the world at all. It is not the end of the world, and it is not the end of my self-acceptance. Just because I make a mistake, if I treat someone poorly, I have to forgive myself eventually. Like, or if I make a mistake in a relationship, or if I do something wrong, or if I am, like, take my feelings out on somebody and I make a mistake, like, eventually you have to forgive yourself. Eventually you have to. And I feel like that forgiveness should just kind of already be there. Like, you shouldn't you're allowed to be disappointed in yourself, but you should never take away grace from yourself, and it should just always be there, I think, because you need to have that underlying support system within yourself. Otherwise, you're always going to be afraid, and you're always going to have anxiety, and you're going to be afraid to try things and to ask questions and to fuck up, and you're going to be afraid to be vulnerable and to be yourself and to be authentic. And if you have that underlying support system in yourself, then you can be more bold. You can be yourself. You can just be yourself because you're already forgiven. Just because you make a mistake or somebody expresses, like, dissatisfaction with you. Like, sometimes I mess up at work and people are annoyed with me. But here's another thing. You also need to know that everybody has feelings. Everybody has their stuff that goes on. When people are irritable, it's not because of you. Even if you pissed them off, they don't know how to deal with their anger and not take it out on people. They don't know how to do that. That's an issue that they have, and that's why they are taking out their anger on you, because they're frustrated and they don't know what to do. Their mind is, like, everywhere, and they're scrambling, and they're trying to release their... nobody wants to feel anger. They're trying to push it out of them and, like, give it to you because they're just trying to express their anger because they don't know what to do with it. So, like, you have to know this. You have to know that people have other things. Like, you shouldn't be assuming that, like, somebody hates you just because they might be a little annoyed with you. And you should have the confidence within yourself to be able to not let it tear you down. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good when people are disappointed or upset with you, or they're annoyed, or there's a lot of pressure. Like I work in a restaurant, so sometimes during a rush there's a lot of pressure, and if I make a mistake and it falls on the server, then they get irritated with me, or they get irritated. And I absolutely want to do my best to avoid them feeling that way. I don't want anything to fall on them that makes them more stressed or overwhelmed. But I'm also a human being, and I make mistakes. Things happen. When things are fast-paced and there's a lot of pressure, sometimes things happen. Like, it just happens. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. You have to accept that you're gonna fuck up. Like, you have to accept that you're a person, and that's okay. Like, it's okay. It's not the end of the world if you fuck up. And you have to accept also that, or you have to know, like, you should never assume the worst of people. Like, everybody does a lot of projecting, and I notice that, like, sometimes people will, like, be complaining about customers or something because they think that the customer is, like, being rude to them. But sometimes it's just the way that they are receiving the customer. Like sometimes you project your own things onto other people and you think that they're upset with you when really they're thinking about something else. Like they're thinking about something else. They're in their own world. They didn't even realize or they weren't even conscious about the way that they were speaking to you. Hey guys, it's me the next day, and I just wanted to interject really quick and say something that I want to elaborate on. You should never assume the worst of people. You should never assume that, like, someone is mean based off of their face or something like that. Some people, like, sometimes people are not conscious of, like, what they're doing with their face. Sometimes people are overwhelmed, and that doesn't make them mean. Sometimes, like, I find it to be helpful to me to assume the best of people. Because if you're not looking for those things, like if you're not looking for the meanness or for the negativity coming out of people, sometimes you don't even pick up on it. Like maybe it is there, but I didn't see it, and so therefore it doesn't really touch me. That doesn't necessarily mean to be tone deaf, but I guess it's kind of how it sounded. But it's more beneficial to me and to everybody, I think, to, like, everybody in the situation, if you assume the best of people. Like, if you just assume that they're being neutral, or, like, assume neutrality. Like, assume that they're being neutral rather than assuming that they're being negative or that they're being mean or that they're being any type of way, because sometimes people don't pick up on the way that you perceive that they are being. Sometimes they're not being a certain type of way, but it's the way that you receive something that makes it seem a certain way. I don't know, I'm not a professional, so you don't have to listen to anything that I say, honestly, but I just find things to be a lot more pleasant when I have positivity and when I assume at least neutrality and just assume that things are neutral and not assume the worst out of things and not let my own projections like make me assume anything about anyone, because I don't know, like sometimes people aren't in the most chipper mood, and that has nothing to, like, it has nothing to do with you either way. Even if they are being rude to you, like, okay, they can go and be miserable. They can go, like, it's fine, it's whatever. Like, I don't know. I guess it does hurt when people talk to you a certain way. But, like, generally speaking, I feel like a lot of the time we blow things out of proportion a little bit. Like, we over complain. Like, we over exaggerate, like, the customer's rudeness. Like, usually it's not that bad, at least from what I've seen. Sometimes, like, maybe I'm tone deaf or something. I don't know, but people are constantly complaining about, like, the service industry and the way that people are treated, and I'm just like, I don't get it. Like, people are generally pretty fine. Like, people are generally fine. I don't know, I don't get it. Maybe that's just me in my experience, but sometimes I'll watch an interaction happen and then someone will literally complain about it to me, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, I don't think they were trying to be rude. I think that maybe they were just overwhelmed with, like, their kid or something. I don't know. And if someone is directing, like, sometimes people are blatantly rude. Sometimes people are blatantly mean and they feel entitled to, like, speak to you some type of way. Let me tell you this. It is almost never that serious. Like, there's almost no situation where somebody has the right to yell at you. if it's your manager and you mess up, or whoever, if it's your partner, like, whoever it is, there is, like, it's hard for me to think of a situation where it's justifiable for somebody to sit there and yell at you and to, like, try and, like, diminish you and blatantly take out their anger on you. I'm kind of switching topics now, but yeah, there's just pretty much no situation where that's acceptable, especially in, like, day-to-day life. Like, if someone is clearly taking out their anger on you, you shan't take that to heart. Like, I know that it hurts. Like, trust me, I know that it hurts. I know that it sucks to, like, be yelled at or be talked to like you're stupid. And you start to question if you're stupid. And it's meant to diminish you. But don't let it. Like, don't let it, like, shrink you. Don't let it make you cry. Fuck that. Like, nobody has the right to freaking yell at you. Why? In what world do we need to scream at each other? No. That's childish. When I was a teenager and I did not know what to do with my feelings, I would scream. I would scream at my brothers. I would yell at my parents. I would scream. That's a childish thing to do. Yelling at somebody is childish. It's embarrassing for them to cause a scene, like to cuss somebody out. I'm sorry. And don't get me wrong, there are situations where people need to get yelled at, but generally, I'm speaking about, like, generally, like, if you just fuck up. Okay, so I'm starting to realize that there are situations where people deserve to be yelled at. Like, I don't know, if you're, like, a cheater, like, if someone is a cheater, like, they've cheated on their partner, they've completely broke their heart, it's probably reasonable to yell. Or, like, is it worth it to yell? I don't know. I've never been necessarily in that situation. Or if someone is, like, disrespecting you on the street, like, if somebody catcalls you, I think it's kind of valid to yell at them, honestly. I've never done it, but sometimes I kind of want to. Like, the other week I was in the gym, and there's this man who, one time I think I spoke about this in another video, but one time he asked me for my Instagram, and I was like, no, I don't think so, and, like, clearly freaking saying no, right? He was just, like, not letting me say no. He was just like, come on, just give me your Instagram. Like, why? Why can't I have your Instagram? Blah, 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 blah. He wouldn't walk away from me until I gave him my Instagram. So I gave it to him, and then I blocked him. And he goes to my freaking gym, so I see him sometimes. And I saw him the other week, and, like, I was kind of, like, against a wall, like, next to a wall, next to, like, some equipment. Like, I was between the wall and some equipment. And there was this little space that I was in. And he was, like, with some buddies on the machine that was next to me. And, you know, he's looking at me. And when he's looking at me, I, like, put my headphones on because I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to deal with him. Because his energy, oh my God, his energy. He freaking would not take no for an answer. Like, I'm repulsed by this man already. And, his energy is, like, domineering, and, like, he wouldn't let me say no. You know, he doesn't respect me, and he feels entitled to me. And, this was blatantly obvious when he spoke to me. He was like, hi. And I was like, hi. And he was like, how are you? And I'm like, I'm good. And I put my headphones back on. And then he was like, you're not going to ask me how I am? And I'm like, how are you? And he was like, I don't even remember. He was like, I'm good or something. And I was like, I don't know. It was something along those lines where he was like, you're not going to talk back to me, or like, you're not going to say anything back. You're not going to ask me how I am. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck how you are. Like, I don't care. I don't want to know. Like, I'd rather not, actually. Why do I have to? I don't know. I don't know. Listen, I know it doesn't sound that bad, but it's the way he freaking spoke to me. He's like, you're not gonna ask me how I am? Like, you're a man who freaking makes me uncomfortable. You don't listen. Why? I don't know you. I don't care how you are, okay? I don't. The first time I met him, I was freaking nice. I was like, yeah, okay, how are you? Like, I was being nice and everything. And then he wouldn't leave me alone after I told him no. And so now I don't like you, okay? I don't like you now. And it literally, after that, sorry, I'm kind of all over the place telling this, like, 5-second story. But, yeah, after he was like, you're not gonna ask me how I am, and, you know, whatever, I didn't yell at him or anything. I didn't really say anything after, how are you? And then he gave me a stupid little answer, and then I put my headphones on and I fucking ignored him. But, like, then, after that, listen, I was already having a bad day. I was already upset about something. Like, I went to the gym to work out, and I didn't want anyone to talk to me. Like, it's fine when people talk to me, but, like, if you're, like, if you are interrupting my workout to hit on me and not take no for an answer, you, like, get out of my space. Get out of my freaking space. Why can't you walk away from me? Like, I was already upset, and so I put my headphones back on, and now I'm freaking uncomfortable. Now I'm uncomfortable because you're right there and you're staring at me. And you just spoke to me like you are literally entitled to me. Like I'm supposed to be interested in you. Like, I'm supposed to ask you how you're doing, even though you've already made me uncomfortable. Even though you clearly don't respect me. You clearly don't respect what I'm saying. Why would I give a fuck how you are? And so I'm sitting there, I'm uncomfortable, my headphones are on, and I'm trying to work out, and I'm boiling. I'm like, what the fuck? So yeah, that's not a situation where I should yell, no. But sometimes men on the street are disrespectful and they need to be yelled at. Like, I don't know, would it do any good? Like, probably not, but sometimes they just need it, you know? Some people just need to be humbled. I don't know, or whoever, like a cheater, a rapist, an abuser. Like, it's okay to yell. Okay, well, now that we're on the topic of that, this has happened a couple times. Sometimes a man will like ask me for my number or something. I'll be like, no. And he'll be like, why? Why, please? Come on, you can't have friends? That line kills me. You can't have friends? You want to be friends. Why? Why do you want to be friends? 'Cause you like the way that I look? Then that's not a friend. I'm confused. what do I get out of being friends with you? What do I get? Because clearly you're insufferable. Like, clearly you're insufferable. So, no, I really don't want to be friends. You don't want to be friends with me. You want to fuck me. You don't want to be friends. Why are you saying that? Oh, you can't have friends. Like, literally, what is the point of even saying that? What's the point? PSA to men, listen, you're allowed to approach women. Like, women's issue is not, like, majority of women, the issue is not that you're approaching them. It's that you're approaching them with the intention of trying to sleep with them. You don't have to go and sexualize random freaking women in public and make them uncomfortable and, like, look at them. Listen, when you're approaching a woman and you're sexualizing her and you're making it clear that all you see from her is sex, your gaze is violating. That feels like a violation. It feels violating. And it's uncomfortable, and it makes us feel gross, and it hurts. I am a freaking person with a brain and a mind and conversations to have and art and hopes and dreams and aspirations. You're allowed to approach a woman if you have, like, genuine intentions. Like, if you have good intentions. But otherwise, you are invading her space with your energy. If she's not interested, she's not interested, okay? Boo-hoo. Are you interested in every single woman that you meet? Is she supposed to give you a chance just because you approached her? Does she have to be nice to you? Does she have to give you a chance? Like, learn to deal with rejection. I'm sorry, learn to deal with rejection. Everybody deals with rejection. We all have been rejected. I've been rejected, okay? Everybody has been freaking rejected. Learn to deal with it, okay? Okay, here's my thing. I hate being approached with something along the lines of, like, you look good. Like, you're so beautiful. You have a nice body. I don't know. You're cute. If you approach a woman, you have to bring something to the table. I'm sorry. You have to, like, make her laugh or have a genuine conversation. Please don't just think of something to say by, like, pulling it out of your ass. Don't, like, this is me. Okay, but, like, you don't have to approach me with a compliment. You don't have to approach me by saying something about my appearance or my outfit or something freaking basic and unoriginal. If it was me, I might think of something freaking original to say, something that the person hasn't freaking heard before. You don't think I've heard before that I'm freaking cute and that I have a nice body? Or that you like my out? You don't think I've heard that? You don't think I've heard that you like my hair or my outfit? Of course you do. Like, of course you do. So can you say something interesting? Like, can you say, like, first impressions, bro? Give me something to like about you, okay? You get to like something about me. You like something about me. So can you give me something to like about you? Can you give me something to like? Something to be interested in? Can you have something interesting to say? Can you think of a joke? Can you make me laugh? Can you make me, like, smile? Can you make me... Can you think of something interesting to say? Because if you can't, I'm not interested. Because you're not very interesting. You're not catching my interest. So that's my thing. Like, women, it's not that we don't want to be approached. It's that it's getting old. Like, it's getting old. It's kind of boring. Like, every guy says the same things. It's rare to have a connection with somebody. It's rare to connect. It's rare for me to be attracted to somebody. And if you're actually interested, like, you're just showing me that you're not genuinely interested. Because if you were interested, maybe you could think of a question that you want to know about me. Or something. You're showing me that you see my appearance, and that's about all. Like, I kind of want someone who's, like, deep and unique and interesting and, like, clever. Sue me. Sue me. I want someone interesting. All right, let me make it clear. I love men. I think men are great. I love men. Okay? I love men who don't make me want to hide. I love men, especially when they don't make me want to hide. Wow, okay, that got a little heated. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I want you guys to know that I'm not yelling at you. I'm not angry at you, okay? I have a lot of experiences with being disrespected by men and overlooked by them and catcalled and hit on in public and made want to like literally hide away. So I'm not angry at you. It's just something I'm a little passionate about. And yeah, I don't hate men in any way, shape, or form. Even that man who made me uncomfortable. Like, I don't hate him. I do not wish him harm at all. I just wish he wouldn't talk to me. That's all. That's all. Because when he talks to me, he feels like he's intruding on my energy. Like, it feels like he is trying to invade my space. That's how it feels. And he probably doesn't think about it. Like, it's probably not in his brain. Oh, I probably made her uncomfortable. Oh, I probably overstepped. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. He probably didn't even think about it. But that's kind of what pisses me off. He's not thinking about what I'm feeling. He's not thinking, like, he's ignorant to the fact that a woman might have negative experiences with being objectified by men. Okay, wow, that's not at all what I thought I was going to be talking about. Not at all. Sorry. I'm sorry for bringing that up. Honestly, I'm sorry. Man, I was talking about Sudoku. I don't even know how I brought that up. I don't even know. I'm sorry. Wow. I need to take a shower. I need to shower. And because I really need to wash my hair. And I need to go to bed. I wanted there to be, like, other things for me to talk about. I wanted to talk about other things, but I don't know. I kind of wanted to talk about, like, romance and, like, maybe some kind of, like, a story time or something. But I didn't really have anything. I'm kind of fresh out of romantic stories. I'm just not talking to I'm not interested in anyone at the moment. Well, we all know that's a lie. I have feelings for somebody and I do reminisce. But I do just know that, oh my gosh, do you know what I wanted to talk about? I wanted to talk about limerence and what I have learned about limerence. Limerence is basically an altered state of mind where you feel a strong obsession over somebody. Sometimes you feel like you're kind of going crazy. Sometimes it kind of feels like love, like it feels like you're in love. It's basically a strong infatuation. Our brains are like hardwired to search for a mate, right? So we kind of have these like categories, these things that we search for in a partner. And when you meet someone who like fits a certain type of box, or they have something that you're looking for, it could literally just be one thing, or it could be the way that they treat you, it could be the way that they look, or something. They have something about them that sets them apart from others. It is easy to fall into limerence or to become infatuated with them. And while love is based on a mutual, respectful, caring relationship, limerence is often short-lived, toxic, and painful. This state of limerence, it feels like a high. It feels euphoric. It feels like you just want more. You get addicted to limerence. You get addicted to this person and you just want more of them. And it's not necessarily because they're compatible with you or because you guys are compatible. It's not necessarily because you guys have a connection or you're meant to be together. It's not necessarily because they are special or different from everyone else. It's because they have something about them that you noticed. And there is a term called limerence limbo that is basically it's basically like the worst part of limerence. It's when your person that you are infatuated with becomes unavailable to you, and so you are like an addict and you need your hit. You need your hit and you spiral and you try to get them back, and you feel like you need them. You feel like you're going through withdrawals, like metaphorically speaking. It's this torturous state of mind that is full of anxiety and painful emotions. You feel rejection, you feel anxiety, you feel heartbroken, you feel hurt, you feel like played, you feel ripped off. And it's this limerence limbo is the state that you're in when you get caught in the cycle of uncertainty and tension. And it's like you can't choose. You can't move on, and you can't leave and you can't stay. You can't leave and you can't have them. You're like torn, and so your emotions are so heightened, and it feels like this intense, like you can't even think straight. You can't even think in reality because you are so preoccupied with the uncertainty and the tension of your situation. You need this person's validation, their acceptance. You need them. It feels like you need them. This is often caused by a situation that is uncertain. Like if somebody leads you on and so they make you think that they really like you and then they ghost you. Now you're going crazy thinking, what happened? Are they scared of their feelings? Do they actually not like me? Like, please come back to me type stuff. Or if you are infatuated with someone who is unavailable but they've led you on, usually it has to do with like somebody leading you on in some way and then suddenly switching up or like suddenly withdrawing themselves away from you. And this happened to me, as you guys know, because I won't shut up about it. But this has happened to me a couple times. And so I know this feeling very well. And so when I started learning and hearing about this, it clicked in my brain. And I was like, wow, that's why I was so obsessive over the whole situation, with wanting them back, with wanting their validation. But basically, it's the uncertainty that keeps you stuck in this state. Because if somebody clearly rejects you, you can accept that and you can move on. But if someone makes you think that it's possible, that it might happen, then you can continue to ruminate on that and continue to hope for that. And you can continue to be infatuated with them. And you can continue to take their mistreatment because it might work out. And so that uncertainty, those mixed signals, that's like what keeps you caught in this state. And it is a like neurological reaction. It's not that you love them. I mean, maybe you do love them. I certainly believed that I loved them. Maybe I did, maybe I do. But that, like, your obsession, that obsession is not necessarily because you love them. It's because you are having a neurological reaction to the situation and you are caught in this mental state. So yeah, that's something that I've been learning about. If you look up, like, what is limerence... Hold on, actually. If you are interested in this topic, like, if you are limerent, or if you have felt this feeling and you're interested in this, because learning about this has made it easier for me to deal with my situation, because I can see that I've been, maybe not intentionally, but it's manipulation in a way, because I'm being made to feel this way, like because of not even necessarily the person. Like, in the past this has happened, and it wasn't necessarily because of the person, but it was because of the situation. It was because they were rejecting me, or because they had led me on and then ghosted me. Like, when people ghost you and it drives you crazy, that's what's happening. It's not that you love them, because you don't even know them. You barely know them. It's because it's a normal reaction. So if you're interested in, like, learning more about this and having those puzzle pieces click in your mind, there is a YouTube channel called Dr. Tom Bellamy, and if you look up videos like the 5 phases of limerence, the neuroscience of limerence, is limerence always bad, things like this, I found it interesting and soothing to hear that it's not just me, I'm not crazy. And yeah, it was just like, wow, this is exactly what I'm going through. This is exactly, I can see this pattern happening. Every time that someone leads me on and then they steal themselves away from me, this happens. Every time. Whether I liked them or not. And I think part of it is also, like, rejection, We don't want to be rejected. We want to be the one to do the rejecting. Nobody likes to feel rejected, because then we can't feel validated. So I think that's another thing that catches you in limerence, is because you feel rejected, so you feel like you need them back. You need their validation back. And yeah, I feel like most people don't really know how to deal with rejection. For me, it is hard to deal with rejection, but I've gotten better at it. But yeah, I even see this with the guy who I am talking about. I feel like he decided to hurt me before I could hurt him. Because eventually, I think he believes that I would reject him eventually. I think he knows that we wouldn't be together forever, and he is scared of eventually facing that rejection, so he had to do it first, because he's afraid of that. And yeah, this is absolutely a thing that people do, is hurt you before you can hurt them. And yeah. Okay, I don't think I have anything more valuable to say on that, other than I've just been learning about that, and I just find it to be a very interesting topic because I see the pattern repeat so much. Okay, anyway, I got horrendously off track. I don't even know what I started talking about when I started this video. I have been talking for an hour and 13 minutes. I want that to be on the record, and that is utterly crazy. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the video. If you made it this far into the video, that's a shock, but you are the best. I did it all for you, Pookie. Yeah, I feel like I covered multiple topics, so if you have any thoughts or feelings, leave them down below. Let me know what you think. I really like the comments that are, about the video, like, about what I'm talking about rather than just my appearance. And if you say something about my appearance, just, that's fine. It's fine. It's just a little frustrating when 90% of my comments are only about my looks. Because I've been sitting here and talking for an hour and 14 minutes. So yeah, just if you're gonna say something about my appearance, like maybe also say something about like the topics discussed in the video. And if you don't have anything to say, okay, whatever, you probably didn't listen. That's fine. But yeah, anyways, I just really like the genuine comments. Like, those are my favorite comments to read because, those are just the more interesting comments. We can have a conversation, Like, you watched the video, you listened to me speak. So if you have any thoughts and feelings, definitely feel free to share those down below. My comment section is a safe space for you to open up about your experience. Yeah, let me know, and I should really stop talking now. So thank you guys so much for clicking on this video, and I guess I'll see you in the next one. Like and subscribe. Love you guys. Bye!